This is a take two on a wild take one, but we survived the apocalypse and NFL is on to week 9. Let's get some reactions for week 8. Let's welcome everybody to Top Dog Coverage, where the apocalypse is now over. Everybody can feel safe putting new players inside of their fantasy football lineups. 6 teams were on bye last week, and it did not disappoint with the amount of different score changes. Some teams that people just thought were going to win, that we thought were going to win, completely getting blown out. And others that just did what they've been doing for the past couple weeks, just winning. And some doing others continuing to lose. So,
yeah, well, that's, we got to mention it. Jets got their first dub of the season.
They did.
Upsetting the Bengals.
Yep. And upsetting their draft pick. Yep. But it was an interesting.
That was probably like the best game of the entire slate of the weekend. Like it was bad.
It was pretty wild. Yeah. That's I'm not gonna lie. It was just for the most part, the Bengals just had the lead and everything. And, it's just the way that it was. But
it was the only game that wasn't a blowout.
No, yeah. It 38-39. So, we will definitely get into that. But, I'm happy to see them win, to see exactly what Justin Fields was going through. It was a big day. Nick Mangold, rest in peace to Nick Mangold. He, passed away. Big contributor of that organization. I remember in 2009, 2010, bringing them to the AFC championship. And, it stinks. He's 41 years old, lost a legend, like true legend.
Here's to his family.
Yeah. And, Aaron Glenn was a part of that, being a scout at that time. The kicker, Nick Folk, was the kicker at that time during those times with him. And he was still part of the organization. So, rest in peace to Nick Mangold, and the, prayers out to him and his family, I should say. And, it was a perfect time to get a win, I guess. There was a lot of emotion running around that entire game. So,
yeah, unfortunate situation, but I think the Jets made the most out of it. So,
yeah, took a lot of opportunities, and they executed out of a lot of opportunities. So, but with that, if you guys have not yet, please subscribe to everything we got: YouTube, X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple. Swipe up, give us the 5 stars, the comments, okay? Top Dog Coverage. So TOPDAWGCOVERAGE. And also that's topdogcoverage@gmail.com if you guys have any questions and you guys want to get some answers. Maybe you want to, maybe you want to hear your story. Maybe you want to hear your story that you typed into us. We do that too. So, but with that, T-Dub, how you feeling, man? How you feeling about the reactions of week 8 and maybe going into week 9?
Feeling good. This season's just flying by. It seems like it's on hyperdrive, and we're just going. So,
yeah. Speaking of going, you wanna jump into some news?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
News.
Let's jump into some news, baby. All right. You want to start us off, sir?
Yeah, let's start down in New Orleans. So the Saints are set to start rookie quarterback Tyler Shough in week 9. The Saints are making a change in their center, installing rookie Tyler Shough as the new starter and benching Spencer Rattler, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. So Rattler won a training camp battle for the Saints starting quarterback gig, but the team is 1-7 in his 8 starts. Statistically, Rattler himself has not been horrible relative to some of the league's other starters, but New Orleans ranks 29th in points scored and 27th in total yardage this year. Shuck, 26, was a second-round pick, number 46 overall in April's draft, who is widely considered or seen as the Saints' successor to Derek Carr. His age and draft profile as an NFL-ready quarterback raised expectations that he would start right away in New Orleans, but new head coach Kellen Moore made it clear in the spring that there would be a true competition in the preseason. So in the interim, however, Shuck leveraged his draft status and Saints quarterback situation and new league contract precedent into a fully guaranteed rookie deal, making it clear that he would get a shot at the starting job sooner than later. So Rattler was expected to have a long leash at the beginning of the season, but it only extended out to 8 starts. So the Shuck era is in full effect down here in New Orleans.
There we go. You guys are starting a new era down there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes.
Shuck it up.
You're gonna shuck it up. Let's take it up to my neck of the woods. In New York, a terrible injury happened with the New York Giants. Cam Skattebo suffers a gruesome dislocated ankle. Per Giants senior managing editor Dan Solomon, Skattebo has been diagnosed with a dislocated ankle. Skattebo has already been into surgery and stayed at a local hospital in the Philadelphia area. Unfortunately, the brutal injury looks like it could end Skattebo's exciting rookie season just as it started taking off. So Skattebo continued his impressive rookie season early in the Giants' Week 8 game, and a massive ankle injury threatens to lead to considerable missed time. However, Skattebo scored 18-yard receiving touchdown early against the Eagles. Not long after, he suffered the injury and was carted off the field. Skattebo's right ankle was in an air cast as he departed. The Giants quickly ruled him out for the remainder of the game, and I think if anybody saw it, that was the
very, very gnarly.
Yeah, very, very gnarly, and
very reminiscent of the Dak ankle injury from many seasons ago.
Yeah, and it just,
and the psychopath tried to get up and tried to get his teammates to walk him off, and it's like, no.
They're like, dude, just stay there, okay? Like, stop talking and just stay there. Yeah. So it's unfortunately it's 2 huge key hits for the New York Giants this season. Malik Nabers and Skattebo, and it's just, those are big weapons that they needed on that offense. So we'll see what they can do moving on and moving forward.
Yeah, Dart's gonna have to grow his aura even more. So
yeah,
we'll see. But let's go over to one of the Giants' biggest rivals, the New England Patriots. So Marcus Jones will not reach free agency upon the upcoming conclusion of his rookie pact. The cornerback / punt returner has agreed to a Patriots extension. Jones has a 3-year deal in place to remain in New England, according to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero of NFL Network report. So the deal's base value checks in at $36 million over 3 years. Jones is now the Pats' second highest paid cornerback behind free agency addition Carlton Davis. While the deal structure is not yet known, this provides security for the corner / return man for the mid-2020s at the very least.
Right. Let's go to Los Angeles. So the Rams acquired Roger McCreary from the Titans. So Roger McCreary was known to be one of the Titans players on the trade block, and he's now been dealt. The 4th-year cornerback is headed to the Rams. A trade has been agreed to between Tennessee and Los Angeles, as per Adam Schefter. Conditional 2026 day 3 picks are being swapped. The Titans will receive a 5th rounder closer to the top of the round, while the Rams are in line to collect the Titans' 6th round pick, with which ends up closest to the bottom of that round's order. The swap is now official. So Tennessee traded away a 5th round pick to the Rams last summer for linebacker Ernest Jones, and that selection now belongs to the Titans once more. The team will also still have a pair of 6th round picks once it's determined which Tennessee's 3 selections in that round head to Los Angeles. So Rams acquire Roger McCreary from the Titans, and Rams keep getting richer.
Yeah, that's good addition to that defense.
Yeah,
on the secondary. So
defense too, man. I did miss this, but I do want to put it in there if I could.
Sure.
That's cool with you. I knew he was already a backup, but I want to talk about this because I was actually kind of disappointed with this as well. But the Vikings quarterback Carson Wentz to undergo season-ending shoulder surgery. Carson Wentz's debut campaign with the Vikings has come to an end, and the shoulder injury Minnesota's fill-in quarterback has been dealing with led to surgery. So Wentz played through significant pain in his non-throwing shoulder, including the team's Thursday night loss to open Week 8. Testing on the injury has led to the decision to undergo surgery, and Wentz will be out for the remainder of the season as a result, as per Diana Rossini. Providing details on the ailment, according to Ian Rappaport and Mike Garofalo and Tom Pelisseri, Wentz suffered a dislocation during the Vikings London game in Week 5 that caused a torn labrum and a fractured socket, something Wentz played through for another 2 contests before ultimately shutting down for the rest of the campaign. I'm just gonna say this out loud here. Shame on the Vikings for this. That might be just my opinion, and that's okay. You saw that he was in pain, right? Like you saw the excruciating pain that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that he's a warrior. He's not going to go down. Blah 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 blah. He could have said himself, "I don't want to be in here." You know what I mean? He could have said that. So, but everybody knew all of the information about this. Everybody on that team, and you could tell that he was wincing in pain. You could tell that he was getting beat up every throw, everything, right? And he didn't come
Solid
out.
pun.
Huh?
You said he was wincing in pain. I like that. It's good.
I heard it from another podcast.
Mm.
But I don't know.
I
I thought that the Vikings could have handled this a lot better. They were getting blown out anyway. They could have put, they didn't have to even put McCarthy in. They could have put your boy in. You know what I mean?
Well, McCarthy was the emergency third quarterback. So, I mean, what does this say about McCarthy that they'd rather trot out a one-armed Wentz than bring McCarthy back and play?
I mean, it either says that McCarthy's not ready, but you also have Brosmer just chilling there. You're getting blown out. Just you put you weren't coming back.
You say McCarthy's not ready, but I mean, Brosmer's an undrafted rookie as well. I mean, this, not as well, but he's an undrafted rookie.
So, yeah, but you're getting blown out of the game, though. Like you're not coming back. You're continuing to hurt this man. I don't want to put it all on the Vikings because he should have had enough common sense to be like, yo, I can't play right now. You know what I mean? He should have.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it just didn't seem like there was any care in I just thought it was disgusting to watch. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it to myself. Yes, shame on Wentz for not knowing your own, but like, dude, I understand you want to be a warrior. At another point, it's not cute anymore. You know what I mean? Take yourself out. But for the Vikings, they're sitting there watching this happen. You know what's going on, dude. Just take the dude out. You're getting blown out. Put in a third string quarterback and let it be the rest of the night. You're losing anyway. I don't know. That's my opinion, but it gets to me a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We just saw a team come back from 33 points down in the fourth. They were getting blown out the whole game. They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, it's not over till it's over. But I get it. I mean, you want to focus on player safety. At some point, if the player's not willing to take himself out, I mean, medical staff or quarterback coach or somebody needs to step up and be like, hey, we got to take this guy out. It's bad.
Yeah. I thought they would have made a change. Personally, I really did, but I don't know. Let's get into that game because that starts our reaction. So let's get into the reactions of Week 8. What do you say?
Go ahead.
Let's do it. All right, so the Vikings went over to Los Angeles and they basically the Chargers turned it up. We took the Vikings. I know that. But they basically
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah, oops. Carson Wentz again, the injury and such, but Carson Wentz went 15 for 27, 144 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Look, this team just could not get the ball rolling at all on the ground. 11 for 34 as a team, and the only touchdown really going to Jordan Addison, who went 3 for 26 with 1 touchdown, and Justin Jefferson 7 for 74 yards with 11 targets. Other than that, though, the Chargers pretty much just had their way and just made things happen here.
Started the theme of the week.
Yeah, they really did. Justin Herbert didn't have to throw it too much, but went 18 for 25, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Look, Kamani Vidal, 23 carries, 117 yards and a touchdown. I mean, doing great. And even Justin Herbert went 7 for 62, and they were running the ball over 200 yards, on the offense over there. And Lad McConkey, 6 for 88 yards and a touchdown. Oronde Gadsden the second, 5 for 77 and a touchdown. Everything in the first half pretty much for him. And then Keenan 4 for 44. So it really looks like that Los Angeles defense took care of what they had to take care of, having 5 sacks on the day, and it was a 37-10 win over the Minnesota Vikings. So that was your Thursday night game.
There you go. And then the first game of the early slate on Sunday, the Dolphins upsetting the Atlanta Falcons 34-10. I mean, the Miami Dolphins were just extremely efficient. They worked that Atlanta defense pretty good. Tua went 20 of 26 for 205 yards, 4 touchdowns, was only sacked 1 time. They ran the ball as a team 37 times for 141 yards. No touchdowns, but they got Ollie Gordon involved for 10 for 46 and 18 carries for Devon Achane for 67 yards. So really able to do whatever they wanted on the ground and through the air. Waddle had 6 targets, 5 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Lake Washington got a touchdown, Achane got a touchdown, and Ollie Gordon II got a touchdown through the air. So pretty big day for them. And Miami's defense, 1 sack, 4 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, hit the quarterback 4 times. Kirk Cousins did not really have a good showing. He struggled pretty well against this reeling Miami team. He went 21 of 31 for 173 yards, was sacked 1 time. And very strange in terms of distributions of carries. You had 9 carries for 25 yards from Bijan. You had 4 carries for 4 yards and a touchdown from Tyler Algier, 2 carries for 14 yards from Nathan Carter, and then 2 for 2 for Kirk Cousins. So just really awful day. You had Drake London, who was just kind of a surprise inactive early that day as well. So he sat, and Kyle Pitts kind of led the receiving. He had 9 targets, 9 catches, 59 yards, and that's pretty much about it. So Bijan also lost a fumble in this game as well. So it was just a tough day overall for Atlanta. They couldn't get anything going, and Miami has a little bit of life now.
Yeah, now I think everybody had the Falcons beating up on the Dolphins after the Falcons. What was it? After the Niners game last week, they really held their own last week, and that defense looked really, really, really good. Bijan looked like he had an easy game coming, and he was held at 25 yards. Like, nobody expected that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people lost a lot of money on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go over to my New York Jets going over to the Cincinnati Bengals, where Justin Fields went 21 for 32. Hard-fought battle. They took a W, 39-38, as we talked about before. Justin Fields, 21 for 32, 244 yards, and a touchdown. And even Breece Hall got in there. 1 throw, 1 for 1 with a touchdown throw. So, yes, you heard that right. A touchdown
Great throw.
Yep.
Great throw.
Terrible. But he did own it on the ground. 18 carries, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Isaiah Davis having 7 carries for 65 yards, and Justin Fields 11 for 31. And even Isaiah Williams, the punt returner, getting one carry for 25. So they ran the ball 37 times collectively and had 254 yards on the ground. And that's success. That's a recipe for success right there. So Tyler Johnson, 3 for 64. with a touchdown, and Mason Taylor getting some receptions, 5 receptions for 34 and a touchdown as well. And their defense wasn't really crazy good, but enough to give up 38 points and stop them at the end. I guess I'll say that the one play that mattered. So, but look, Joe Flacco did basically almost the same exact thing. If we're looking at it, he went 21 for 34, 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. And look, Chase Brown went 12 for 73 and a touchdown. Samaje Perine went 9 for 94 and a touchdown. Joe Flacco went 2 for 14 and a touchdown, all on the ground. Okay, so they rushed the ball 23 times, 181 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Jamar Chase in the air, 19 targets, 12 receptions, 91 yards. Okay, T. Higgins only had 2 targets, 1 reception for 44 yards and a touchdown. And Chase Brown actually had 3 receptions for 32 yards and a touchdown. So really spreading the ball out here and just trying to make things happen. And this was just an all offensive game, but the Jets took it away 39-38 in Cincinnati. So
Yeah, I don't know if Flacco really necessarily spread it out, but I mean, he gave it to his best player. We'll say that 19 times. You said
he was trying to, yeah.
That's great. All right. We will go to the Browns Patriots. So yet another blowout. You had New England beating the Cleveland Browns 32-13. Gabriel was 21 of 35 for 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Only took 1 sack in the game. They couldn't get much going on the ground. You had 16 carries for 68 yards, with one of those being Malachi Corley with 1 carry for 31 yards. Quinshon Judkins also got hurt. I believe it's a shoulder injury, so not sure how long he'll be out for, but he only had 9 for 19. And in the receiving game, you had the tight end show. You had Harold Fannin Jr. get 8 targets, 6 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. And David Njoku, 5 targets, 4 catches, 37 yards, and a touchdown. So good to see that from the tight ends over there in Cleveland. But the real story was on the Cleveland defense. You had 6 total sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, and 8 quarterback hits. But 5 of those 6 sacks came from Myles Garrett. So incredible performance from Myles Garrett. Just didn't do much to sway in the win-loss column there, but absolutely great performance from him. And then on the other side, you had Drake May, 18-24, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Travion Henderson, 10 carries, 75 yards. Drake May got 7 for 50. Ramondre, 14 for 34. And then in the receiving game, you had Mac Hollins kind of lead the team. He had 7 catches, 89 yards. Kayshon Boutte got back in the end zone, 3 for 75 and a touchdown. And then Stephon Diggs, 3 catches, 14 yards and a touchdown. So spread the ball out quite a bit. And a big milestone, Travion Henderson fumbled. He never fumbled once in college. He fumbled here in the game and lost it. So tough beat for the rookie. But yeah, overall dominant performance from New England. I think everyone kind of had that going, but New England looks great, and Cleveland continues to go the opposite direction. So
yeah, they do. Let's go over to Philadelphia, where the Giants came over to the Eagles, and Jackson Dart, brought down to earth a little bit. 14 for 24, 193 yards and a touchdown. So after Scadaboo had his his 1 touchdown in the air, 1 for 18. And he went 3 for 12 on the ground. Tyrone Tracy kind of came over and went 10 for 39 on the ground. Jackson Dart using his legs a little bit, 6 for 17. And they couldn't really get much going over here. So it's Wan'Dale Robinson went 3 for 48. Theo Johnson went 3 for 20. And that was pretty much it. Nothing too crazy happening at that point, but they were ended up getting 4 sacks on Jalen Hurts, and that was pretty much it on that. But Jalen Hurts went 15 for 20, 179 yards and 4 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley having a game of his life. Saquon Barkley had 14 carries, 150 yards and a touchdown, while he actually had a groin injury that came in. They took him out, and Tank Bigsby went 9 for 104 yards. So they were running as a team. They went 33 for 276 yards and a touchdown on the ground over there. and that was the recipe for a win there. Devontae Smith in the air, 9 targets, 6 receptions, and 84 yards, while Jahan Dotson got 1 for 40 with a touchdown. Dallas Goedert got 2 touchdowns, going 3 for 28, and Saquon Barkley in the air, 4 for 24 and a touchdown. So this Philadelphia defense got after it too. So 5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and 6 QB hits. So Philadelphia Eagles took the other one from them, and they both move on. So
alrighty, and before we get into this exhilarating Buffalo Bills versus Carolina Panthers game, we do have some breaking news.
Shoot.
So
Hold on.
This is
okay. I'm done. I like the sounds. Breaking news. Sorry.
okay. All right. So according to Tom Pelissero of NFL Network, the Patriots are sending defensive end Keon White to the 49ers per sources. New England gets a 2026 6th-round pick in exchange for a 2026 7th-rounder and Keon White, who had 5 sacks last season.
Okay.
Huh. So 49ers getting some pass rush help.
That's what they needed, man. That's exactly what they needed. Yeah, that's they have way too many injuries over there, dude.
Yeah, it's
they
tough,
just keep losing people, you know.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll add some sparks and life to that. But
yeah,
all right, we'll
sorry,
get back on track.
I went a little crazy with this soundboard. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. It's kind of threw me off there a little bit. We gotta tighten that up. We gotta tighten that up.
Tighten up.
But yeah, Buffalo Bills won 40-9 against the Carolina Panthers on the road. So not too much to cover on this one. Josh Allen was 12 of 19, 160 yards and a touchdown. He also ran for 2 touchdowns. But really, James Cook, 19 carries, 216 yards, 2 touchdowns. He just dominated on the ground there. And then Khalil Shakir was Josh Allen's favorite target. He had 6 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. And this Buffalo defense, they had 7 sacks on quarterback Andy Dalton, 7 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, and 9 quarterback hits. So really efficient, great day from the Buffalo Bills. And Dalton, he threw an interception. Again, he was sacked 7 times. 0 ground game going really. I mean, you had 8 for 54 from Rico, 12 for 34 from Chuba with a touchdown. Trevor Etienne got some carries at the end. But in terms of receiving game, Teteroa McMillan, 7 catches, 99 yards. Jalen Coker had 3 for 36. And that's really about it. You had a lot of drops, 2 fumbles from Andy Dalton as well. Just overall bad day from Carolina. And Buffalo Bills keep on rolling. They got the Chiefs next. So
yeah. Let's go to another team that has been struggling, actually. Let's go over to the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Chicago Bears coming off their bye. So Baltimore Ravens coming back from their bye, and the Baltimore Ravens kind of gave them a little bit of a shellacking, 30-16, as the Baltimore Ravens take a win at home. So Caleb Williams went 25 for 38, 285 yards, and an interception. So DeAndre Swift went 11 for 45 and a touchdown on the ground. And, Williams and Monangai both had 24 yards on the ground. But Rome Odunze, 10 targets, 7 receptions, 114 yards. He looked really, really good. DJ Moore, 4 for 73. And that was kind of that was kind of it. Like Colson Loveland got a little bit of love, and Zacchaeus got a little bit of love too. But that was pretty much it. Josh Blackwell ended up fumbling the ball, and I'm sorry, recovered the ball, and the defense couldn't really do what they wanted to do with the Chicago Bears to the Baltimore Ravens, even though Tyler Huntley was under center. So Tyler Huntley went 17 for 22, 186 yards and a touchdown. And they just ran the ball here. Derrick Henry, 21 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Huntley used his legs a bit too, 8 for 53. And, that was pretty much how they, running the ball, getting the touchdowns through the ground. But you had Zay Flowers at 9 targets, 7 receptions, and 63 yards. And Rashad Bateman getting a little action, 2 for 51, and Mark Andrews 3 for 34. While Charlie Kolar ended up in the end zone with that 1 target, 10 yards, and a touchdown. So this Ravens defense didn't really get many sacks, but they did get a lot of tackles for a loss. They did force a lot of 3 and outs. So Baltimore Ravens needed this win, and they move on. And Chicago Bears do too. So
there you go. And then we'll move over to your upset pick of the week. The Houston Texans beating the San Francisco 49ers 26-15. Just a dominant performance from Houston. I mean, they possessed the ball for majority of the game. I think, San Francisco barely had any drives, really. San Francisco, Mac Jones was 19-32 for 193 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick, took 2 sacks. And ground game, you had 10 carries for 48 yards between McCaffrey and Mac Jones. So tough day. Again, couldn't really get much going. Biggest highlight, you had George Kittle get 4 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown. McCaffrey was 3 for 43. And Jink Tongs had 1 touchdown off of 1 target. So San Francisco defense, no sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, 2 quarterback hits. So you see why they just made that trade with the Patriots to get some more pass rush help. But on the flip side, Houston, CJ Stroud continued to look good. 30 of 39, 318 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You had Woody Marks, who's emerging for the Texans, 11 carries, 62 yards. Nick Chubb, 17 of 56. And Stroud went 7 for 30. And then you had the Iowa State receiving core over here. Xavier Hutchins was 5 for 69 and a touchdown. Jalen Noel, 5 catches, 63 yards. Then you had Jaden Higgins, 4 for 34 and a touchdown. So good to see them kind of just out there getting a lot of production from the rookie class. And this Houston defense, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 4 pass deflections, 6 quarterback hits. They were able to get that interception from Kamari Lassiter. And you had a perfect kicking game for Kayem Fairburn. So really, overall solid performance from Texans.
you want to take us right into that Saints game too?
Yeah, there's not much to it. Bucks won 23-3. This is where Spencer Rattler turned the ball over 3 times. 2 times, excuse me. He threw an interception. He fumbled, got benched. Tyler Shook came in. He also threw an interception, sacked a couple times. 0 production on the ground. Tampa Bay's defense was just toying with the Saints offense the entire time. They had 5 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 7 pass deflections, 8 quarterback hits. They had like 4 defensive touchdowns, but only 1 actually stuck on the board due to penalties or refs calling whistles. So could have been a lot uglier than what it was. But overall, this was pretty fugly. Baker went 15-24, 150 yards. He didn't really have to do anything. Ground game, 29 carries for 88 yards and a touchdown. And yeah, that was about it. Tampa Bay just flat out dominated the Saints. So
I don't think the Tampa Bay Baker has been off the last 2 weeks, and I think this bye is needed. I'll say off according to what he has been. Started off the season very good. That MVP kind of look to him, but
yeah,
he's also missing.
He didn't
some
have
players.
to. He didn't have to play. If he didn't play on Sunday, they still would have dominated.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do much on offense. So
let's go over to the Cowboys going into Colorado to see the Denver Broncos. And just like C-Dub has said, he thought that the Denver Broncos defense was going to tighten it up a little bit, and they did. So I was a little worried putting my defense up against Dak Prescott because he's been playing like an MVP, but Dak Prescott went 9 for 31, 188 yards, and 2 interceptions. Okay. Joe Milton was the only person who went 3 for 4, 58 yards, and threw an absolute dime of a pass, by the way. Absolute dime of a pass. But Javonte Williams went 13 for 41 with 2 touchdowns on the ground. Dak Prescott 6 for 31, and Jadon Blue, your boy, 8 for 29. So 9 targets, George Pickens, 7 for 78. 10 targets for CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 74. And Tolbert went 2 for 47 with a touchdown. So it was looking good. I mean, there's not really much to say about the Cowboys defense as they let anybody score on them. So I'm just going to go right to the Denver's offense. And Bo Nix, 19 for 29, 247 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. And J.K. Dobbins looking absolutely brilliant on the field. 15 carries for 111 yards. R.J. Harvey had a day, 7 for 46 and 2 touchdowns. So he finally got in the end zone. Finally looking decent, getting some more carries. So, but the air game. 8 targets for Troy Franklin, 6 receptions, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns, while Cortland Sutton went 4 for 67, and Pat Bryant even got in the end zone going 2 for 40 and 1 touchdown, and R.J. Harvey having his third with 1 reception for 5 yards and a touchdown in the air. But look, this Denver defense just kind of kept putting pressure and, only got 2 sacks, but 12 pass defenses and 8 QB hits. So they were constantly putting him on the move, constantly blitzing, not letting him get his feet set, and they were making him rattled. So
yeah. So we'll go to a divisional matchup that really was no competition. The Titans visiting the Colts. Colts came away 38-14, and another week, another dominant performance from this Colts team and Indiana Jones. So I'll start with them. Jones went 21 of 29, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, took 3 sacks. Jonathan Taylor continued to dominate, 12 carries, 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he caught 2 passes for 21 yards and a touchdown, so another hat trick for Mr. Taylor there. And then Michael Pittman probably had one of the greatest catches I've ever seen, where he's getting defended in the corner of the end zone and caught it with one arm that was actually being defended. So it was incredible. But he had 8 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown.
I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, I don't know. It defied physics. Like, it defied it. I don't know. It was crazy. But
It really did.
Shouts out to the Colts. They just can't do any wrong. So Alex Pierce had 2 for 69. Tyler Warren continued his dominant performance, 4 for 53. And Josh Downs got in the end zone, 3 for 39 and a touchdown. But this Indianapolis defense had 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 4 pass deflections, 7 quarterback hits, and they also intercepted the number 1 pick, Cam Ward. So great performance from them. And on the Tennessee side, Ward went 22 of 38, 259, 1 touchdown, and that pick that we discussed. Tajay Spears kind of took the lead in the backfield here. 9 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Pollard was 11 for 44. A few other players got a couple carries. And then Chimere Dike had 7 catches for 93 yards. Chig Okonkwo had 4 for 53. Alec Iomanner, 4 for 52. Gunnar Helm, 2 for 23 in that touchdown. And Tajay Spears, 3 for 23. So overall, tough day for Tennessee, but Indianapolis keeps rolling. So what a time to be alive, to be a Colts fan.
Yeah. It's 7-1, baby. 5-0 at home. I mean, that fan base has got to be going wild.
Best record in the league.
There you go. Nobody expected it. Let's go to an oldie but goodie, Green Bay, visiting their old quarterback in Pittsburgh. Okay, Jordan Love taking the win away 35-25 in Pittsburgh. Okay, leading them to a victory. He went 29 for 37, 360 yards and 3 touchdowns. Okay, he was not sacked once. Okay, so Emmanuel Wilson, 11 for 61. Josh Jacobs went 13 for 33 and a touchdown. And Tucker Kraft, 9 targets, 7 receptions, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The guy absolutely brought it. Christian Watson coming back from his major, was it ACL tear, right? 4 targets, brought them all in. 4 receptions for 85 yards. Not a bad homecoming. And Romeo Doubs, basically 3 for 44, but had 6 targets. This defense,
Jordan Love looked great.
Yeah, he looked absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And that's how you celebrate National Tight Ends Day. That's Tucker Kraft performance.
That's
how you do it.
That's not how you do it. That's how you do it. You don't do it the way Jake Ferguson did it.
He forgot. He didn't get the memo.
No, he did not. Dak didn't get the memo. But Aaron Rodgers went 24 for 36, 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. He only got sacked 3 times. Jalen Warren, 13 for 62, and Kenneth Gainwell 5 for 31. So in the air though, the DK Metcalf went 7 targets, 5 for 55 and a touchdown. Roman Wilson starting to get a little bit more action here. 5 targets, 4 receptions for 74 yards and a touchdown. And Calvin Austin, 6 targets, 4 for 28. So he does like to spread the ball around a little bit, but you are starting to see the minions get a little bit more action on the side of DK there. So, but Kenneth Gainwell ended up fumbling the ball. And look, this Pittsburgh Steelers defense just couldn't stop anything. So Green Bay Packers took a win 35-25 on the road.
There we go. And I will finish up the week 8 slate with Monday night matchup against Commanders versus the Chiefs. Very, very strange first half.
Yeah.
I believe Mahomes had 2 interceptions in the first half, and they ended up being tied at halftime 7-7. But weird game, and then Kansas City just took off after that. But Marcus Mariota went 21 of 30 in relief of Jane Daniels, 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, was sacked twice. He also led the team in rushing, 8 carries for 28 yards. Bill had 9 for 25. A couple other players got a carry. And then in the receiving game, Jeremy McNichols kind of paced the team. He had 5 for 64, but Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, he had 3 for 54 and a touchdown with just 2 incredible catches.
Yeah.
The touchdown and the one down the sideline to keep the drive going. It was just incredible. But I believe he did have re-aggravated his thigh injury, so something to monitor. McCaffrey had 3 for 24. Zach Ertz, 4 catches, 16 yards. And Debo, 3 for 11. So tough day for them. But that Washington defense kind of harassed Mahomes in the first half, and they kind of disappeared with that. But 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, 7 quarterback hits. Bobby Wagner and Marshawn Lattimore both had an interception on Mahomes, but Patrick went 25 of 34 for 299 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, those 2 picks that just discussed. Isaiah Pacheco went 12 for 58, no touchdowns. Kareem Hunt went 9 for 40 and a touchdown. Mahomes 4 for 30. Rasheed Rice got involved. Brashard Smith 3 for 8. And then in terms of receiving, Travis Kelce kind of turned the clock back a little bit. 8 targets, 6 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Rasheed Rice continued his dominance. 9 targets, 9 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. Worthy had 5 for 53. And a few other players got involved, with Kareem Hunt catching his 1 pass for a touchdown. You had 2 fumbles. Rasheed Rice fumbled and Brashard Smith fumbled, but they both able to get those balls back. And the Kansas City defense, they look good. 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 3 pass deflections, and 4 quarterback hits. 2 interceptions, 1 from Mike Dana and 1 from Jack Cochran. So overall dominant performance from Kansas City, and Commanders, they want their commander back. So Jane Daniels, I believe, is back at practice. So
yeah, they definitely need that back. And it was, that one throw, I was just looking at it and I was just like, McLaurin really had to work his way to catch that ball. That thing looked like he punted it. It had so much hang time.
It hung in the air for so long. It was so weird. It was just a very odd play.
And not for nothing, I'm not saying it's easy to be a referee. You know what I mean? It's not. But at the same time, like, he had the best view almost of seeing that. Maybe he couldn't see the ball and if it was or was not getting bobbled, but it would have to be reviewed anyway. But the fact that he kind of called it, there's just been a lot of bad calls, and like, he had a direct look with no defender in the way, no nothing. And I think the calls are starting to get a little out of hand.
What do you mean just now starting to? That's always been a thing.
No, but
welcome to the NFL, buddy.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, when you have nobody in your way and you can blatantly see that, like,
everyone knows that all refs are blind.
Zebras are zebraing.
Yeah, man. I don't think there's a single good referee. Like, the officials are just awful in the NFL.
So I could be a referee?
They should be full-time employees, but they're not.
Yeah. We need
There needs to
we
be
need
some
Ed
sort of
Hockley
change.
back. That's what we need.
Well, you think his son would be better since
You
he
would
learned
think.
from one of the best.
Ed Hockley
But
would
yeah,
come in
no.
there and body slam everybody. That dude is massive. Ed Hockley was one of the greatest referees. Okay, like I remember it came back, and then like at one point he was like, "Oh, it's Ed Hockley." Like we all know the face, right? And then all of a sudden he came back looking like Popeye. Okay, and he was absolutely jacked. Guy looked like he spent 7 years at the gym. It's like where'd this guy come from? But
That's
one of
how
the
it happens.
legends right there, Ed Hockley. So shout outs to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's what happened week 8. Week 9, I'll lead you guys in before we get out of here. But make sure you guys set
Wait,
up your lineups.
I have a
So
story about that. After you get done, I have a story about setting your lineups. So go
okay.
ahead.
So yeah, make sure you guys set up your lineups with week 9 buys. It's going to be Cleveland Browns, New York Jets, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So make sure you guys hit your waiver wires the way you guys have to. Make sure you guys are doing your research. We don't do too much fantasy. We do fantasy and such, but if you guys have to, make sure you listen to the Footballers or any one of those podcasts. They give really good information. And
The Ringer.
yeah, the Ringer is a good one. So, what's your story, bud? Want to hear this one?
So yeah, so I have a friends and family league that we started this year. It was really late in the process, like maybe a couple days before week 1. Right?
Mhm.
We did the draft and everything. So like I said, it's a family league and whatnot. But each week, I sit down with my wife and I'm like, hey, we gotta set your lineup, all this stuff. Well, this past week, as you know, is my birthday, so it kind of we forgot about setting the lineup,
Mhm.
right? So I was like, oh crap. So I looked at it last night. I was like, wow. So she's going up against a person who also didn't really set their lineup. So she was down by like 31 points heading into the game. And all she had left was Mahomes and Matt Gay, the kicker for Washington, who was actually ruled out with an injury. So all she had left was Mahomes, and Mahomes scored 30.96 in just the standard PPR format, and she ended up winning 68.66 to 67.56 to maintain her number 1 record. So she is 7-1 and the number 1 team in the league. So yeah, fantasy gods were shining upon her, even though she did not set her lineup. So my wife's a G.
Yeah.
Shout out Celeste.
Yeah. Do we call her S-Dub?
Yep, her name is S-Dub in there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she's S-Dub 7 and I'm
I was just
C-Dub
throwing it
6.
out there. Like I was like, what letters go together with C-Dub? Whatever.
Yeah,
Oh
that's what we
wow.
are.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
so
she's coming in like a boss. Okay, I see how it is.
yeah,
She's acting
so
like,
she's the number 1 team in the league, and I'm number 2. She actually beat me a couple weeks ago. Still no chance.
well,
It's tough.
can somebody tell her to stop acting like the Indianapolis Colts right now?
No, she's jonesing for a win each week. So
No. Shout outs to the Mrs. C-Dub. So dang, just running stuff. This is her first year.
yes, this is her first year playing. So
Of course it is. Why
yeah.
wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
So for
And
all
it's an 8-team league. It's an 8-team league, but yeah, she's crushing it. So
for all you ladies that say that you don't understand it, look, we got who runs the world? Girls. Okay, so she's coming in here and owning it right now. So shout outs to that. Yeah, she's a top dog. She's a top dog. That's what it is.
Top dog of the week. Top dog of the week.
That's awesome. Well, all right. Well, with that concludes our week 8 reaction. And stick around because we do have some week 9 predictions coming tomorrow, and that shall be a blast because everybody is back. Peace, everybody.